all these things you're afraid of, they're the wrong things to even be thinking about. Here's what you need to be thinking about, and here's where your focus goes.
I know recently you had a seminar around this. So we were talking, we were both at the DEO event, and you were like, hey, I'm about to do this seminar, and I got this book that I wrote, and I love all the content, but I'm going to put it into like real world practice at a seminar, which you've done seminars before, but not like this one. Tell me how that went. You were kind of sharing it with me. You had people doing some crazy bold stuff. How did it go? What happened?
So it was a 2-day workshop, and it was very interactive. And we rented out a comedy club and used it during the day, which was great. It was perfect. And I hadn't realized how important the stage was as part of the workshop. And I made people get up for everything. If I asked a question, they had an answer. I didn't let them answer from where they were sitting. They had to come up on stage and answer. And so, but then and it changed them. The dynamic of, oh, I am on stage, that the nervousness, the anxiety kicks in. And they watched and they got used to it. One guy said, he says, this is my 4th time up here. He says, it's so much easier already. He says, I can't believe this was the first day. He says, I feel differently than I did the first time just by doing it. And I said, and then I challenged them. I actually had a stand-up comedian friend of mine came, and I had told them all to bring a funny story. And so they basically did an open mic telling their story. And it was so interesting because he coached me. He said, you could do this, say this, shorten that. And it was all very quick. It was like they had a 1-2 minute story. But I said, you guys just did stand-up. You just did an open mic. You did stand-up in front of 20 people. That's how I did stand-up when I started. It wasn't 100 people or 1,000 people. And you could see that they said, and he was teaching them. He's a great instructor as well in stand-up. And he said, all these things you're afraid of, they're the wrong things to even be thinking about. Here's what you need to be thinking about, and here's where your focus goes. And don't get attached to the joke or the story or the laugh. Because if they laugh or don't laugh, it's sometimes it's you and sometimes it's them. But the big thing is, it's over. If you kill or you die in your set,
well, the other
it's still over.
The other thing too to remember is, like, in 5 minutes, no one's even going to remember it. Like they leave and they don't think about you. We think about it, right? So I'm like, oh, I could have said this better. What if I would have said it like this? But nobody else is thinking that. They're going on with their life. And think about all this dumb, like, we watch TV shows all the time that are absolutely stupid. They're just they're horrible. Someone spent millions of dollars on it, tons of time. They're horrible. In books too. We read horrible books. And then we go, oh yeah, and you don't even remember it. Like, you couldn't even tell me the name of it or who was in it or who wrote it.
Well, you hit on something too, is one of the insights that I talk about in the book, is that nobody is thinking about you anywhere near as much as you think they are. They're thinking about themselves. And so, but we remember stuff that we said 20 years ago that embarrassed us. And if we cringe every time we think of it. You talk to another person who was there, they go, was I there? I don't even remember that. It's like,
so true.
And the other thing that we do is we walk around and we judge everybody, right? We look at that. Oh, that guy's, tall. He's got he needs to lose weight. He needs hair plugs, and she needs to dress better, and she should never wear those shoes. And like we create a whole persona out of that person in 5 seconds. It's what we do as human beings, right? And we're wrong. I know when I do it, I'm wrong 98, 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And as soon as I meet the person and find out who they actually are, they are doing the same thing with you. What bold people know is I can't worry about their opinions of me because they're not based on anything.
Yeah.
So they have a tiny group of people whose opinions really matter to them, and they don't worry about the rest of the people. And it's a huge thing to let go, because you understand, just like you, they're having judgments that are grossly inaccurate, and you're not going to be able to correct them, and you shouldn't even worry about them.
Yeah.
Worry about chasing your dreams. Worry about having impact. Worry about making a difference.
That's
Worry
great.
about being successful in a way, and everybody's not going to love you. It's not possible.